Hey, I'm Mark,
And I'm Chris.
and we're the leftovers.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
I did not agree to that.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Mark.
Stop!
I knew it was coming and it still hurt my ears.
Yeah? So, what would you do if you heard that word? Chances are you would,
Depending on who it comes from.
in general.
You should know this by now.
Go.
That I don't just go off of just somebody random.
Police officer sees you on the road. Chris,
would stop.
stop!
I would stop.
There you go.
If you were to yell it at me, I would
You
probably
would
just keep going.
Run.
Probably, yes.
So, we're talking about words today.
Words.
Words and words and more words. Stop.
In the name of love.
Wow. Didn't see that coming. So we have an alphabet made up of how many letters?
26 letters
26. A to Z. Front to back.
in the English language.
Could you say them backward?
I can't say them backwards.
You know when a cop pulls somebody over and says, say your alphabet in reverse.
Alphabet in reverse.
There you go. Done.
I couldn't do that sober.
Ain't that the truth?
Never
Who
less
can?
drunk.
Not me.
Same thing with having one foot up 6 inches off the ground and trying to balance.
Yeah.
It's hard enough for me to do that sober.
Kind of like a Rubik's Cube.
Walking in a straight line without falling over.
Try that out. Can't do it sober.
Nope, we can't do it sober.
Who would imagine? 26 letters in our alphabet. There are languages that have more.
Yes, but you said that we weren't talking about those.
When
We're
did I
only-
say that? Who would imagine?
Earlier today when we were talking, going over this,
Go-
I
Trial
said that
run?
No, I'm talking about earlier. We were talking about how there were. Well, I was saying how there's other places out there that have different alphabets than we do.
More. And I said there
there's
were
some
less.
more and there's some that less.
Yep.
Then you said we're not talking about that. We're talking about the English language. That's
Yes,
the only one we
English.
know about.
That's the one we know. We know a little Spanish
Oh, very little.
and a little sign language.
Yes.
For the people listening, that was a sign language to Chris.
How can people hear sign language?
I was letting the people know that I just gave you a sign
They would have
language.
not noticed anything if you didn't say anything.
True. I was trying to clue them in. We want everybody to be a part of this, especially when we go video and they see what we really do and hear.
When is that going to be?
Things are coming to fruition, if you know what I mean.
I don't. So
I'm just saying. So we can string together our alphabet, our letters, A to Z, and make words,
words,
true, and sentences, and paragraphs, and we can say intelligent things, or we can say stupid things.
non-intelligent things.
Stupid things.
Okay.
It happens. We've done both.
Yes, everyone has done
Probably
both.
in a 24-hour frame. You've said both. Smart.
Well, I mean, even the smartest person go with Albert. Well,
Go
what
with
we
me.
think about is when you hear about the smartest person ever, you think about Albert Einstein.
No.
No, we don't think about you, Mark.
Who said that?
You.
Did I? These headphones.
You think of Albert Einstein, but even Albert Einstein said stupid things.
Look at his hair. I mean, let's talk about stupid. I mean, I would like to have it.
Because you're missing all
It's
yours.
way better than what I have. Sticks and stones,
May
Chris.
break my bones, but words will never hurt me.
Or will they?
Not physically.
Words have the power to hurt. Maybe more than physical pain. Maybe. And maybe longer lasting.
Longer lasting, yes, I can see. But I don't think about it hurting more necessarily. It's a different kind of hurt than physical pain. Because there's physical pain, there's mental pain, then there's emotional pain.
Yes, it is.
And those are three different kinds of hurt because physical pain is your outer body, mental pain being overthinking
Physical
things.
could be inner as well.
Well,
Inner.
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 What I meant by outer is your physical being, whereas emotional
Sure you
pain could cause you to have physical pain.
Good.
But the emotional is it's a different kind of pain compared to the physical. Because people all the time can get over their physical pain, but the mental pain that's left behind is what leads people to have quite a few problems later on.
So we have the ability today to turn our cell phones on, browse a plethora
Word of the day calendar.
Ugh.
Plethora.
of spots we like to hang out, or other places we like to go to hit it and quit it, if you will.
Tinder.
Yeah. Ooh.
Tinder.
What is that?
Hookup site.
Oh.
You go find a person, you hit it and quit it and find somebody else.
And likewise, we have the same ability to say hello to a friend 1,000 miles away instantly. Say, hey, how you doing?
Or talk trash to somebody on a YouTube comment section.
This is true. We have that ability as well.
You've got trolls out there that go on, they just find people that they don't like and they'll just start commenting the dumbest things just to try to hurt somebody's feelings or make them upset. And, I mean, there's a lot of time where it gets to people. But there's people on YouTube, like, they've got to learn how to not really let that get to them.
Get to them. Mm.
Which is hard because, I mean, it's another human. You might not know that person, but it's another human being talking about you. It's hard to not let it get to you.
There's a couple of guys that I listen to on the internet.
Is it us?
No. Well, I do. I do listen to us.
Yeah, I know.
But these guys are separate. They have their own little space. And their views are way 180 degrees from me. But I still listen to them. I think they speak well. And I figure listening to these guys, I go and read the comments. What do you call that? Troll, I guess, if you go and look at the comments.
No? A troll is somebody that goes and they comment.
Oh, a person that comments.
They purposely
they're instantly against.
They purposely just send negative comments.
Well, that's the thing. I figure if I listen to someone who's 180 degrees from the way I believe, for the most part, then the people in the comments are going to be 180 degrees as well. So they're right back to where I am. So, roughly. So the comment should line up with the way I think, but they don't.
No.
So these two guys, if you looked on my cell phone and you seen them pop up, you'd be like, what are you listening to them for? Because I like how they say things. I don't agree with the majority of it, but I like the angle that they're saying it from. It's from their heart. That's the way they believe. And
well,
so
it's never good to just listen to one side.
Your side, yeah.
I mean, whether it's through religion, through education.
It really makes you think the world is just like you are. And it's not. World's different.
Or there's times where it makes the world look like you're the only one that believes something.
Really?
Yeah. Well, so, I mean, I'm not going to bring politics into it. Never mind.
You will.
Well, I was going to, but I'm deciding against it because
you're against it.
I'm going against it because you
there
don't want me to
goes
go
the
into
drink.
politics.
There it goes. Clean it up. Clean up on aisle 2.
I drank it all already. So.
You did. Empty can. So, have you ever heard someone say, I'd rather you slap me in the face as to yell at me?
No,
You
I've
get
not
that?
heard that.
You've never heard that? Okay. I changed it up just a little from what I was used to hearing, but this way helps us out, have a conversation. So, by slapping someone, you're giving them physical, instant hurt right there. Their face is hurting instantly.
But with a slap in the face, that hurt will go away pretty quick.
It also instantly starts to heal.
Yes.
From that point, it starts to heal. The redness, it gets red, and then eventually it's going to go away. But to have someone yell at you, especially someone you care about, because that matters. If strange person on the street yells at you, hey, Chris, F you. You're like, okay,
Hey, Mark.
whatever.
F you.
But, yeah. Ezekiel.
Yeah. Well,
But if someone you really love and you really care about says those same words, boy, that's deep.
yeah. Sorry.
That hurt is going to hang around longer than that slap, I would guess.
Oh, yeah. I mean, back when I was a kid, that's when...
Boy, that was a
I guess
while back.
Not as back as when you were
Shut
a
up.
kid.
I'm never going to be younger than you.
No,
okay?
you're not. So quit
But I
trying
do
to go with
look
the old
better.
stuff. But what
I
I
do
was
look
going
better.
off of is, I guess it's been around for quite a while. I can just remember hearing it when I was a kid of the sticks and stones thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's been around a long time. Yeah.
But I mean, I haven't really heard it much since I was a kid. And
Yeah,
I think
I'm with you. I don't either.
I think part of it has to do with we've come to a day and age where we've learned that someone's mental health is just as important as someone's physical health.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. That's why you don't hear that as much, I'm guessing. People realize words do hurt. Hurt a lot.
Yeah,
I've been hurt by words. You?
Yeah, I've been hurt by words, but I think
You want to be?
no. But I think we've come from.
Really? You have been hurt by words.
I literally just said that.
Oh, I thought you said you had
No, I
not.
said I have.
Oh, okay. My bad.
I've been hurt by words many
Yeah.
times.
Probably this day.
But what I was going on,
All right.
yes, because you make fun of me and how I say "all right." When I
It's
go to
all
think
jokes.
about it, I can say it correctly. But
Hurts my
apparently, when
feelings.
I'm just talking regular, he
I
makes
didn't
fun
know
of me
it was
from
your
the way I say
time.
"all right."
I didn't know it was your time.
But what I was going off of is, it was. I mean, you said it's been a thing for the longest time of sticks and stones, that
Break
whole
my
thing.
bones. Mhm.
And I think it's just come from a time where we've gone from having, I won't say, we were more, people were more hardened.
Yeah.
And so words
see where you're
weren't as, they didn't have as much of an impact as like today.
Yeah.
'Cause-
But words weren't as widespread either. Like if we were living in the early 1900s and your mom says, Chris, you're a whatever. All right. So I said it too. You're going to be hurt that your mother said that to you, but how many other people are you going to be able to share that with? I mean, your world is much smaller, and so healing is going to have to come within, I would guess.
Yeah.
You're not really going to have a support system that's gigantic like you've got today, whether you feel that or not. I'm going to imagine a lot of people, they don't believe they have a great, large support system, even today with all the outlets we have, internet, phone, whatever. We have a lot of outlets for someone to help us along, and if we get yelled at by someone we love, we have a great support system if we're willing to use it. But I'm gonna guess 100 years ago it's a little different.
Yeah, but 100 years ago, someone could call you a whatever.
You think they used rough language
Oh, yeah.
like
Well,
today? I just think of a song I heard.
I don't think that words were given that big of a weight by what they. I mean, there's words today that are considered curse words that even 40, 50 years ago were just regular words, but because because
made them a curse word. We'll get to curse words.
Well, it starts with somebody getting offended by it, and then spreading their feelings to other people, and so now certain words are seen as bad.
That could be to where they were always offensive, and no one said, "Hey, that hurts me when you say that." But now someone stood up and said,
it could be that people have gotten softer by time.
That's possible,
so more and more words hurt their feelings more.
I know. I can't even hardly say anything to you. You get all whiny and hurt. It's a joke, man.
I quit. Goodbye.
It's all jokes, man. So if we have, you just brought up curse words. So, or swear words, some people say. I guess they're the same. I'm not real sure.
Naughty words.
Naughty. That's a whole different category,
Naughty.
I believe. It's when you and your lady are together. Naughty words.
I just consider those marital words.
You could.
I do.
So, were there words that you were unable to say when you were at home growing up?
Yes. Those being curse words.
Were there words you could not say in your home, whether it be around your mother or father? Did you say any of those words around your siblings that you weren't able to say around your mom and dad?
Yes.
You did say them around your siblings?
Yeah.
That's not very nice. Cusser.
Okay.
So why do you think you didn't say certain words around mom and dad?
Out of respect to them. I mean, they were the ones raising me. They were
the ones that said to say these words, do not say these words, right? They're the ones that give you the instruction.
Well, the instruction,
not your siblings.
The instruction was, don't say these words. It wasn't say these words.
Say these. Well, everything else is open game. Yeah. Everything else you
because
can't
they found those words offensive.
Yeah.
And I have respect for my parents, so.
And they learned the same lessons when they were growing up, so on and so on and so on.
But my siblings don't have those same sensibilities to those words. They have sensibilities to other things, and I show them the respect in that matter because I also respect my siblings.
Do they use swear words too?
Yeah.
Like when you were young,
I'm
not when you were
I'm not
adult.
outing my parent.
I'm saying
not outing my sibling.
I'm talking about when you're young and learning that sort of thing, not as an adult. I'm just saying when you're young.
As a kid, I was very impressionable. I was very. I'll say it. I was sheltered as a kid, and so I actually didn't say my first curse word till I was a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
But then, as I started getting older, I started getting different views than my parents. I have different views on meanings of words and what makes certain things bad.
Because I've been under the impression when I was growing up, because your life is, your world is small while you're growing up, and then as you start to learn other people's ways of life, you realize, hey, that one says that word at their house. Why can't I say that? That one says, oh, they use this, that, and the other at their house. Why can't I do that? So you start questioning what's so bad about that word. But I think you always have it in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
That if you were raised where you couldn't say the word crap, okay, we'll just use that word. You can't say crap in your house. And I guess there's people that can't say that.
I know of people that were more sheltered than
crap.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I've seen.
But I had someone to share with me one time that if you say the word poop, crap, or worse, as it gets down the line of words you would or would not say in mixed company, that why would you not say the worst of them versus the easiest, poo?
But
why would you not say? Because it's the same meaning.
But who's to say that one word is better or worse than another?
That's right. I think just society in general. Yeah.
And I've
always tried to live by this rule. If you can't say it in Sunday school class, don't say it. That's just been my rule of things. Because those people are your peers for the most part. And if you wouldn't say it to them there, why would you say it anywhere else?
Well, I mean, that's where it's society's problem.
Mm-hmm. It's not a problem, I don't think, as much as just a situation. I kind of
do, because I've looked back on
why would you want to say a certain word at a certain time versus any other time? You see where I'm saying? If you couldn't say, we'll use the word crap again. If you couldn't say crap in this group of people, why would you want to say it in this group of people?
I mean, partly to show inflection on either how excited, angry, sad. Certain words can have like certain emphasis on a different syllable.
You got the toilet paper too, didn't you?
What?
Word of the day, toilet paper?
No, I've actually heard that for years. The epitome of hyperbole.
Okay. Yeah, I have no idea.
Brian Regan
what
stand-up special.
You're drinking.
The epitome of hyperbole, but it's the epitome of hyperbole.
I agree, though. If you're trying to get somebody's attention, if a police officer he pulls a car over to give him a speeding ticket, they pull over. He's probably going to go up, hey, how's your day going? You're speeding back there. Well, he gets up to the car just runs off. Wow, 100 miles an hour. Gone. He gets in his cop car. He's after him. Boy, he's not happy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's just say 6 miles up the road, the car decides to pull over, or it's in the ditch, whichever one you want to figure out.
He's still going to be flaming mad.
That cop, when he gets to that car, is not going to have the same, hey, how's your day going, as he had 6 miles back.
Correct.
Now he's changed. And it's going to be, get out of the car, get out of the car now. It's going to be totally different. His words are going to change in that 6 miles because of what took place in that 6 miles. His heart rate has went up. Blood pressure has went up. Everything in him has went up.
His caring of sensibilities of people has gone way out the window.
Has went out the window. Yeah.
But what I was going to say earlier is with society's changing. I mean, I've looked. I can't remember where I was, but we were going through a preacher's notes from.
Uh-oh.
It was a very old preacher who left his notes behind, and it was from the early 1900s. Like, I think it was around 1905, 1906.
Yep.
But some of the words he had in his lesson were words that if you said it to somebody in a church today, you'd have an old lady grabbing her heart, having a heart attack because she heard a bad word.
Is that right? Now, in those notes, were they wrote in cursive or not?
No.
Oh, yeah. There goes that point. I had a point to make on that one, but
all right, make the point.
We'll get to it. So I read this. Research shows. This was a research firm in Canada, I believe. We're dealing with ICE.
What do you
There
mean
was-
ice?
Huh?
Ice? What do you
Ice
mean?
Ice Baby.
What do you mean ice?
ICE. Frozen water?
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you meant ice, like the federal
No.
agency.
No, this is frozen water.
Okay.
Freezing water. So, with saying a curse word, it increases yourself to endure pain.
How?
That's a good question. There was a group that was to hold their hands in ice water for a certain amount of time. So in the research they did, okay, guys, girls, people, put your hands in the ice water and use 0 profanities. And they went for a certain amount of time. And so they did group after group. And then there was a time to put your hands in the ice water and use swear words at your, what's the word? At your leisure. Use what
Son
you
of a biscuit eater.
something like that. So surprisingly or not, the ones that used swear words was able to leave their hands in the water 40 seconds longer. Because by using that swear, and I wondered reading this, what if they just screamed? Wonder if that does the same thing to the body. You know, like I said, stop earlier. Wonder if just by screaming, you were able to keep your hands in the ice water
Maybe
longer.
just screaming doesn't let out the
I'm not
same
sure.
frustration.
I wasn't
that-
in there. I don't know.
What I'm saying is just screaming might not let out that same frustration as letting those words out
Maybe.
in that point in time.
Why would you want to get those words out, though? Why can't you just say crap? Or, you know,
But as I said earlier,
sugar.
But as I said earlier,
black pepper.
it is a way of emphasizing the way one.
Who
the
are
way
you saying
feel.
it for? Are you saying it for you or are you saying it for everybody else?
I mean, at that point, it could be for you.
I wonder. But why would you curse to yourself? Hey, self, you know, blah. I don't
To let out frustration.
really. I would think a scream would give you the same thing, though.
Not necessarily.
It just felt the same to me.
That's to you, though. It's like you've said many other times. There's other people out there in the world.
There are. You're right.
So for you, just screaming might give the same feeling as yelling a curse word, but maybe to me, if I broke my leg, just screaming might not give the same feeling as yelling out what society would feel as a curse word.
Do you know why people yell profanities at other cars while they're in their car?
Anger.
Yeah. The other person cannot hear them.
It's for them.
It's for the person in the car. It's for the person screaming the profanities. It's not for the one in the other car. It's for you.
Correct.
That gives you that release.
Unless you roll the window down and you want the person to hear you.
But I don't think you really do. Maybe. I don't scream at people in cars. I always look at if they're driving erratically or they're going too fast or whatever. I look at it, I promise you this, I look at it like, well, they've got to be somewhere quicker than me, or they're having an emergency,
Or
and I'm
they're
just getting
in
out of the
too
way.
much of a hurry.
That's okay. If they want to be in a hurry, I'll get out of the way. Let them be in a hurry. I don't want to impede them in any way. So, which U.S. city swears the most? It's funny you should ask that.
Alabama.
No, actually, no.
New
City.
York.
City, not state.
New
City.
York City.
New York City, no.
Chicago.
No. Are you going to
LA.
keep going? Columbus,
Nashville.
Ohio. How long would it took you to get there?
Quite a while.
On average, 36 times per day. 36 times
Only
a
that
day.
many
Swearing.
times?
36, yeah. On average. So some's
No,
more.
average,
some's
okay.
less. Yeah. Some's 100, some's 3, I guess. But Las Vegas, number 2. 30
Okay.
times per day.
That's
Oh.
actually surprising that it's not more.
Yeah.
All the people losing at gambling.
Well, it's on average, though.
Yeah, but all the people losing at gambling, you'd think that it would be a whole lot more.
I wonder if crap is a swear word.
No.
No, crap. I want. What about craps? Crabs.
Craps.
I don't know.
That's a game.
That's Vegas.
That's not a swear word.
So the state that is most cursing state,
Alabama.
What do you got against Alabama?
I don't know. The KKK and incest. I don't.
Okay. Ohio.
I guess that would make sense with it being
With
Columbus,
Columbus.
Ohio.
Yeah. Ohio. Most cursing. Now, imagine a terrible breakup with a significant other. Imagine that. Are you imagining that? Imagine the last words they said to you, or you said to one another.
It's not you, it's me.
Imagine that.
Wait, no, it's not
the last
me.
words that they said.
It's not me. Oh, it's not me, it's you.
It's not me, it's you. Yeah. Oh, well, you just sparked a light bulb in my head. Thank you.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
Continue with your original thought, please.
Yeah, so imagine you falling down and breaking your arm. That's going to hurt, right?
Yes.
I didn't mean to lead you in an answer, but then imagine those last words you heard from a significant other. Doesn't hurt, I don't think, instantly like the broken arm, but long term.
I mean, it could hurt.
It could stay around for a lifetime.
Well, I mean, what I was trying to say is it could hurt just as much as that broken arm.
Instantly.
But just in a different way.
It's all different.
But I mean, that's what I'm getting at, though, is all of the different kinds of hurt differently. It just depends on which one you would prefer, because a lot of people would prefer a slap in the face than a heartbreak.
So I was thinking about words and I mean, that's what we've been talking about now for a little bit. So when we as Christians think about the word, what do we think about?
Jesus.
Yes, we do.
Because Jesus was the Word. No,
Yes.
God was the Word, and the Word was God.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and so when we pray as Christians, outwardly pray as Christians, who are we praying for? Who do we put those words out there for? Are we putting them out? I got three for you. Are we putting the words out there for the onlookers or the own listeners? Are we putting the words out there for self? Or are we putting the words out there for God?
It's not an or question.
You're saying and in all three of them.
I wouldn't say. Well,
Then
I guess
don't.
I would. Yeah,
Then don't say it.
It would be and for all three, because you get somebody up in front of a congregation, like at a church, and you're saying your prayer for yourself, but you're doing it outwardly to lead everybody else in prayer. But you're also talking. It's your communication to God. You're saying the words for God.
Well, you stole my thunder. That's
Because
okay.
I had the exact answer you were going to give.
Yes, you did. So now I'm done. That's it. Yeah, it's and.
It is and.
Yeah,
Because-
it's for all three. It's for you to not get all weird in your prayer head. Because years ago, I would pray like before I went to sleep at night, and I'd be really tired. And I'd be halfway through and unspoken. And next thing you know, I'm waking up next morning, which is a great way to go to sleep, by the way.
Yeah, I mean,
Saying
God
a prayer.
knows your heart, and I mean,
But
if you're giving Him all of your heart,
Yes.
I don't.
But
in
I
my
think
opinion, I don't think He would be mad about that.
myself, I enjoy outward prayer. Myself, my room, dark, praying out loud. I think I stay more focused and more specific in what I say. Now, that is for me to stay focused, but for him, he's going to hear my heart,
Yes.
no doubt. But if I need to stay focused, I need to say it out loud, and I need to be very specific in my prayer. But that's the word we think of as Christians, spoken to the word. God is the word is God. So if words are so powerful to hurt people, Chris, to their core, can words make someone feel way better? As in, I love you. That's not a harmful set of words. Those make you feel the exact opposite of hurt.
I've never gone from so far down in the dumps to have someone say something to me that puts me so high in the sky. I've never had that happen. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm not
saying at the same time. I'm saying how good words, a good statement towards someone makes them feel good versus saying harmful things and all the other things we've mentioned on this show, but saying good words to people, positive words.
Well, it's like with anything, it depends on who it's coming from.
Well,
if
a stranger says, "Hey, have a nice day."
Yeah,
makes you feel good.
All good and well.
Mm-hmm.
But if a stranger comes up to you and says, "I love you,"
yeah,
it doesn't have that same feeling as if your child or your significant other or whoever comes and says, "I love you."
But your child could say, "Hey, Dad, you're ugly," and that feels different than a stranger telling you. You know,
having your own child say, "I hate you. I don't love you."
Oh, now that's it. Hate and love. Those two words removed from this conversation. Your child versus a stranger, your child could say anything. It sounds better.
Or worse.
Anything. Or way worse. But hate, I don't even know if we want to talk about that word. What it means to me. That word is serious. When I grew up, you didn't say that word in the house because hate was like the worst thing ever. You can't hate people. You just didn't. And you didn't say that word.
Well, there again, times change where some people feel certain words have certain connotations, certain meanings, but then as times go along, certain words gain in
popularity,
and then some are put away as curse words, and you're not supposed to say them.
Mm-hmm. So I have wrote down here, the greatest 3 words in the world are, I love
pizza
you.
Buffet tomorrow.
I love you. Ask yourself this question. How often do you use those words?
Multiple times a day.
To whom do you say them to?
My wife and my children.
Is it heartfelt?
Yes.
I wasn't finished. Is it heartfelt if always said?
It can be, yes.
So
I'm giving you this from the things I have gone through with my wife and other things of trying to have children. Just because you and your sign language.
Yes.
Just because I tell her every day, same thing with my children, just because I tell them every day that I love them with all of my heart, it might take a little away from them, but when I say that to them, I'm not losing any feeling or anything behind it. My children and my wife, I love them just as much, if not more, than the first day I was able to tell them.
I guess more. I'm speaking from experience.
Yes.
Except for the wife thing. Less, if any.
That's a whole nother podcast we can give another day.
No, we won't.
Why not?
So if you tell someone every day, I love you, and eventually it sounds like love you, love you, is it less heartfelt from the giver if it's just a quick look? It's kind of like you have to love you. Is it?
But it's like with everything, it can be. But there are people that their lives are chaotic, and
Here.
that fast love you because you're rushing out the door because you've got 8 things going on doesn't mean it's less heartfelt.
So do you think at that time maybe less is best?
For that situation, probably.
Because I know people who have yet to say I love you. I believe they love one another, and they just never say it, but it's implied by actions. Do you think?
Are they young or old?
Yes. Yes. That's literal. I think and I love you is as heartfelt as the person given it. And that's probably not even a good way to put it. I think because that other person is on your mind, for you to give an I love you, regardless how it sounds, how it comes out of your mouth, I think it's legit, and I think the other person gets it.
I mean, they can. There's some people that, people are different. Somebody might take that love you as you nonchalantly just saying it.
Yeah.
When it coming from the person could be fully heartfelt in meaning.
Yeah.
But they show their love in different ways. We've all got love languages.
We do.
So showing.
I didn't know I had one.
Yep. We all have it. Some people show their love by giving gifts, or
Ooh, I like that one. Where do I sign up for some of that?
Holding hands.
Oh. Now, what do you think about public display of affection?
It's fine to an extent.
Uh-oh.
Peck on the cheek, peck on the lips, a hug. But when it comes to like a full makeout session,
Yeah.
and grabbing on body parts,
Yeah,
I'm not for that.
So, when I was growing up, I'm not sure I'm grown yet, but in those
You're
early
more grown
years,
than me.
in those early years of growing up, our podcast today is all about words, what we're talking about. So, as I was growing up, I had a terrible speech impediment, stuttering. I couldn't get words out to save my life. And it was very difficult, to where other kids would laugh, make fun. Mary Had a Little Lamb didn't come out of my mouth like that. And so they would make fun. And I'm going to tell you, the insecurities of a child are so great when they have a problem that they know about, and others to witness it and to make fun of them. That is so strong. I mean, I still carry that with me today, of how I felt at that time. It hurts me today like it hurt me then, to think this child is sitting here having a problem getting a word out. I know that's hard to tell today, but
yeah, with how much you talk, goodness.
But to get a word out was very, very hard. And to have other kids that sit there and laugh at you, make fun of you, ha ha, boop, 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 can't get it out there, can you?
Yeah, so you should know how I feel when you make fun of me for it.
I'm just trying to get everybody back for it.
Oh, so
I
that's
joke.
what you're doing.
I joke. But no, that time in my life, I said when I was a kid, just little, because I wasn't able to speak in public well. I could do it, but it wasn't well. That when I grew up, I want to be a preacher, or I want to be on the radio. And this is where I'm
now
at.
you have to settle for a podcast.
But seriously, for those, and it's not just stuttering. It's not just seizures. I know some kids when I was in school had the one in particular had seizures. And of course she was super embarrassed of it. And kids can be very, very hurtful with their words.
Because they have no filter.
No, it just, yeah. But usually they are their parents at the ages that I'm talking about.
Usually.
Yeah. One of the mother or the father you'll see come out in the child.
It's all the one that they're usually around the most.
And they don't know that the side they see to mom and dad is not the side mom and dad shows to the public.
Yes.
You know, they're getting the rough side of it. And
but it's the same thing with a child. Your child around everybody else can act like a little angel, and then
Yeah.
when you're home, they're a heathen, and you're
that's
like,
what they
well,
do. That's what they do. Yeah. So, our words when you got married to your wife,
yes.
which I seen a snapshot of that the other day on social media. Nice white tux.
She wouldn't let me buy it either. I wanted to buy it.
Nice. I say in jest.
Why is it in jest? I look good in that white tux. Thank you very much. Man,
that's hard to pull off. You did look good in it. I'll give you that. But
yeah,
that's hard to pull off.
I was also 200 pounds lighter.
White tux. I'm digging it. I don't know. But when you married your wife, did you listen to the words you said to her? I mean, were they heartfelt, or you just said them because the preacher said them? You were young. Most people are young when they get married. And I wonder, because I've got an answer for this as well.
When I said my vows, I did say them very heartfelt.
Yeah.
At the same time, I was getting married, and I wanted to get through the ceremony so that I could do the thing that I wanted to do with my wife.
When we gonna get to the good stuff?
Yeah. So it was sort of like just... It was sort of going through the words.
Yeah.
But I did fully mean them.
But,
and
I mean even if
day.
when you said them originally, you should probably go over them again from time to time. Be like, honey, here's what we think. Here's where we're at. And here's how we're going to improve on this deal. The words we said then are just as true now. And
we have this discussion quite a bit because
that's good.
We've changed from who we were when we were 19 and 20 when we got married. We're completely different people. We've gone through so much different, but those words still carry to this day,
and they should. That's the way it ought to be.
Just because we are different, we didn't change as separate. We changed together.
Yeah.
And whether it was good or bad,
that's what the vows say.
That's part of the vows.
Rich and poor. Oh, you said them that time. I was impressed. I give you credit when you said it. When you said your vows on the podcast, that was good. I went to a wedding one time, and the bride, when the preacher said, "Obey your husband," she would not say it. He repeated himself 3 times. She would not say it. How embarrassing. And so she was not going to obey her soon-to-be husband.
Then they shouldn't have gotten married.
Well, hold on. So she wasn't, so he moved on with the ceremony. And guess what happened?
They got divorced.
They got divorced. Well, that was a hard one to figure out. Yeah.
I mean, if you're not willing to say those vows.
Did they not have rehearsals the night before?
Yeah.
Did you have that, the rehearsal? Yeah.
But I was a nervous wreck. Even before the rehearsal, we had that conversation with a marriage counselor, with
that's a good thing. Yeah, I like that.
With our preachers,
Plural? You had different ones?
Well, we had the one where she grew up.
Mm-hmm.
Who
knew?
He was the guy that actually officiated the
Ball game?
ceremony.
Oh, sorry.
And then we also had the preacher where I grew up.
Yeah.
And then we also had a marriage counselor through church where we are now going. And I mean, we were young, but we weren't going in it lightly.
Yeah.
We knew there would be ups and downs. Didn't know how up and how down they would be.
Yeah. You there's no way to prepare for that.
But at the end of the day, we work through it together. And I'm very blessed and lucky to have the woman that I have as my wife.
Yeah. So we had a marriage counselor too. The preacher that was going to marry us. 3 episodes worth of counseling. Yeah, we had that too. It worked out well.
Was it very in depth?
That worked out well. Yeah. Yeah, he was very in depth. He done a really good job, I thought. You know what he really wanted to hear is we love one another. Because we were telling him everything. We've got our house ready to go. We've got a couch and a dog. I mean, we were giving him all we've got jobs and cars and stuff. And he's like, mm-hmm. And the reason you're getting married, we've known each other our whole lives. And he wanted to hear we loved one another. That was what he wanted to hear. That other stuff didn't matter. He just wanted to hear we loved one another.
Did he ever hear that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
When I figured out what he wanted to hear. I mean, I loved my wife. I did. I mean, with all my heart, I did. And, there you go.
I mean, the only person, to say it, you are the only person you can control. But
yeah, that's the truth. Yeah, as much as you want to believe that you have any control whatsoever of any other person on this earth, good luck. Children, a little bit on the front end, maybe till they're about 3. You said amen.
I lost control over around 2.
2. Well, besides the words we could not say in our homes, I wanted to add something to that right there. When we were growing up, we couldn't say certain words. You couldn't say certain words in your home.
Bologna, fudge, and mustard.
Shouldn't say in your homes. Would you return to your childhood home and say those words? Just forget that part. Would you return there now and say those words that you were not able to say then? Yes or no?
You mean go back in time?
No, now.
Go back to my childhood home where I live at the moment with this terrible economy and use those words.
Yes, the ones you could not say then. Would you say them now?
Do I say them now?
Right.
Not in front of my parents.
That's good. And you think that is because of why?
I'm showing my parents it's not the only form, but it is a form of respect.
Yeah.
That they don't like the words. They don't want to hear the words.
So
when they're not around, I don't use them.
So the people that do return home and say, all the words they were, do you think that's a kind of in your face mom or in your face dad? I can say these now and you have to like it.
To some people it can be,
but I don't want to do it in your face to my parents. It's just not necessary.
Some people might do that. Some people just might go back they might have to live back at home with mom and dad because the economy got so bad for them.
It happens.
And they just talk like they would in their own home.
Yeah.
It's not out of in your face. It's just they're talking.
I still think there's a small part of in your face. I could say this now. You know what I'm saying?
No, because
you don't see that.
No, because I see it from the point
Yeah,
of
well,
I'm
move
a-
out and figure it out.
I've moved out, and then I had to go back because
You're
Economy.
you're not in the same house. It's kind of separated a little bit.
for the first year I was living in my old bedroom
Well, yeah, but
with my wife and child.
child, not children. So what are you saying?
When we had our second child is when we
You're still
were
in your
transferred
bedroom?
over.
Ooh. Songs have words.
Yes.
There are instrumentals, which there's only one that comes to my mind right now that I listened to today about 4 times.
Majority of the songs when they're recorded have instrumentals,
But
and then the
Words.
then the words added later.
and so those words, so when you listen to a song, do you like take those words to heart, or are the words secondary to the music for the most part?
You're not going to like my answer. It
Probably
depends on the
not.
song.
It does.
Depends on the artist. There are certain artists out there that their music is very heartfelt and it is meant to hit you in the feelings,
Oh,
make you feel
Look out.
make you feel a certain way.
hit you in the feelings.
But then, I mean, the majority of music out there these days, in my honest opinion, is just people making things that sound good.
Well,
And
that's
then
the whole
trying-
point.
But it's, I mean, you listen to
Did you like the Beatles?
no.
Why? Before your time, or just now?
I mean, one it
Love,
was before
love
my
me
time.
do. You
But it-
know I love you. Right? That's the Beatles.
Okay, I didn't know that. We
Now you do.
all live in a
Yellow Submarine. Right. Beatles. Yeah.
What of Yellow Submarine could be a heartfelt?
Well, I don't know that that's heartfelt. Makes you kind of happy, though, that you're all living in a submarine.
Yeah, it's a song
And then
that
it
has
blew
a bunch
up.
of sentences
It's the bottom of the ocean.
that has a bunch
Ooh.
of sentences to try to give you a good happy feeling.
Right. Happy, happy, happy.
Whereas
Ooh,
someone might use their story
Mhm.
to, I mean, they might try to. There's an artist, NF. That's literally what he goes by. His artist is NF. A lot of his music,
Enough?
NF.
Mm.
It's his. It's just NF.
This is oomph. Hello, I'm oomph.
But a lot of his music is about the way he feels, the way
Post Malone.
certain people made him feel.
hmm
I mean, it's
But that's one side of it. You can make happy music, happy, happy, happy.
but he's coming at it from where I am, from where I see it. He's making it so to help people know that they're not alone in how they feel.
and that's one style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Eminem made music.
But sometimes you want music that just means absolutely nothing.
yeah.
What was that? Well, no.
What but Gundam Style?
There's a good example. Yeah, it means absolutely nothing. But boy, when you hear it, what do you start doing?
It means nothing to us.
it starts
but
doing this.
in Korean, it means
I don't-
something, apparently.
It doesn't matter. I don't even know what I was talking about.
Words.
Words, words, words. So here's what we're going to say. We really appreciate you guys listening, all of you. And here's what we're going to do. If you're the first one to text the word
Words.
to 615-330-3644 and give us an idea for a future podcast, we will, and I promise, will use it. Does not matter the subject matter. We will use it.
It also doesn't matter where you're from, whether
No.
it be Belgium, Israel, Spain, or the U.S.
Across the world. We're here for everybody. We're here for the masses. What the first person
After me.
that texts us 615-330-3644. The first one to text the word
Words.
to that number, give us a subject, and I promise we will use that one in a future episode.
And we would really appreciate it if you would share this with your friends.
Share all
family.
you can. Yes, we want more people to listen. Right now, our numbers seem a little low, and let's get them up. You can share us on any social media out there. We would appreciate it. That is The Leftovers, Chris and Mark.
We'll try to do this again.
Yes, we will.
Bye.